How do you trigger emotional attraction in men? Or in other words, how can you trigger such intense emotions in him that he wants to date you, be with you, and commit to you? That's exactly what I want to show you today in today's episode. And yes, now I said today 2 times, I don't know why, doesn't matter. Let's go straight into it. How can you trigger emotional attraction in a man? The number one thing you have to keep in mind, and that's something that is true for all the different points that I share with you, and I want to share 10 different specific practical techniques that you can use to make men emotionally addicted to you. But the overall idea is that you go one step deeper than all the other women he has ever dated before. If you can connect with him on a deeper level, if you can make him feel more intense emotions, if you can give him the feeling that he connects with you in a deeper way than with other women, that's when you got him. That's the sweet spot. That's when you will be easily able to trigger emotional attraction in him. In fact, you will make him addicted to you. And the first practical way how you can use this idea is to ask him deep questions. And you can do that actually on the first date. In fact, you should be doing that on the first date. So many of the amazing women who've worked with me in Skype coaching sessions told me that before they started working with me, they were only scratching on the surface. And during the coaching process, they discovered that very fast, because I then encouraged them to go deep early on. In other words, yes, it's nice to know where he works, but it's way more important to know why he does that, what his goals are, what his dreams are, what his fears are. And yes, it's good to know that he likes basketball, as an example. I mean, I love basketball. That's why I love to use this example. But it's way more important to know how he feels when he plays basketball. If there's a certain memory that he has as a child when he played it for the very first time, and he, for example, scored his first dunk, or he won the first time against the other team when he was a child or teenager. It's all about emotions. So whenever you want to talk about a topic, think about how can you ask him questions that can potentially trigger positive emotions. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to guide him down memory lane. Like I just mentioned, how did you feel when you did that the very first time? What are your goals? Why did you start a certain business or career? These are the questions that give him the feeling that he has a stronger emotional connection with you than with any other woman he met before. And when it comes to compliments, yes, compliments can be very effective, especially because most men have never received a compliment in their life. However, compliments are even more effective if you compliment his personality. And it becomes even more effective when you not only compliment his personality, but you compliment certain aspects of his personality that give him the feeling that you want to be with him. For example, if you tell him during the first date that you are totally into men who are ambitious, and you then compliment his ambition during the dating process, then you give him the feeling, wow, this woman really likes me. She likes ambitious men and she tells me that I'm an ambitious guy. Yay! And you will make him feel happy and excited, and at the same time, he will feel closer to you than before. And now let's talk about energy. So many of the amazing women who've booked coaching sessions with me, they were always looking at me in this way of, that sounds nice, but I don't really believe you. When I tell them that their energy is way more important than whether or not the makeup is perfect or the hair is perfect or they have a certain haircut. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong, make yourself beautiful. That's of course totally okay, there's nothing wrong with that. However, always remember that your energy is way more effective and way more powerful when it comes to making a man addicted to you, especially if you don't just want to make him addicted to your body, but you want to make him addicted to your heart. You want to trigger deep emotions in him. Then it's all about your energy, because the more life-affirming, the more positive you are, and the more positive your energy is when you're with him, and also the more curious you are about him, and the more curiosity you communicate with your energy, the more likely it is that he will fall in love with you. And speaking of falling in love with you, there is in fact an emotion that's even more powerful than love, and this emotion is absolute devotion. If you get a man to a point where he's totally devoted to you, that means he's ready to commit to you, propose to you, and be loyal to you forever. And if you want to have the power to make the man of your dreams devoted to you, then you can go to gethimkeephim.com/devoted, or you can simply click on the first link in the description to watch this explainer video, or you can also, if you prefer reading about this method, go to gethimkeephim.com/system, or click on the second link in the description to then find out more about this incredible system that can help you to make your man devoted to you. And what you can also do is to trigger emotional attraction in him with physical touch. And when it comes to these ways of touching him, it's so important that you connect with your heart and that you touch him from a place of love. Because yes, even though there's the stereotype that men only care about one thing and it's just about bedroom fun, that's simply not true. Especially if a guy is looking for a long-term relationship, the emotional component is way more important, and you can in fact trigger positive emotions in him, and even emotions of love and affection, when you touch him with an open heart. And if you want to find out more about how you can do that, and if you want me to practice that with you, and that's actually something that made a difference, a big difference, in so many of the lives of my coaching clients, then you can go to gethimkeephim.com/coaching to find out more about the different coaching sessions I offer, or you can go to gethimkeephim.com/Skype to go directly to my Skype coaching page, and we can practice this and so much more in our first coaching session together. And you can also talk about commitment and loyalty and how important commitment and how important loyalty is for you. If you communicate that to him, then you give him the feeling that yes, this woman is the right woman for me. This woman wants to be loyal. She wants to commit to me. That's the kind of woman I can imagine a future with. And if you're then also at the same time interested in his goals, in his dreams, in his ambitions, in what he wants to achieve, and that goes back to what I mentioned earlier, where you ask deep questions, where you dive in really deep, and if you then allow him to share his goals, his dreams with you, and you then do the same with him, that's how you both share important details of each other's lives with each other, and this leads to an even stronger connection. So always remember, the deeper you go, the faster you will trigger emotional attraction in him. And listen to him, and don't just listen to him in the way of, yeah, I get it, yeah, that's okay. Listen to him with an open heart and open ears. And that's also something where honestly I have to say that was one of the reasons why I fell in love with my girlfriend so fast, because from the get-go she listened to me when I was talking to her, and she didn't just listen to me in a sense of yeah, it's nice that I'm listening. She actually asked me questions. She wanted to find out more about me, about my past, about what I plan for the future, and this made me fall in love with her faster. And then during this process, encourage him to be vulnerable, encourage him to open up, and give him the chance to also get, you can say, get a clear view on your emotional life. If you are dating a guy who's, let's say, a lot of women think that, oh, my man is emotionally unavailable. He's so emotionally unavailable. And that might be true. However, that doesn't mean that you can't change that. I've coached many women who've been in relationships with men or who just started dating men who were totally emotionally unavailable, and now they turned them into men who are emotionally available. Because you have to remember, when it comes to a man opening up, and this is one important aspect of him falling in love with you, because if he never gets the feeling that he can trust you 100% and that he can open up, that he can be the man who's vulnerable every now and then he will never love you 100%. And I know that from my own experience. However, it's not your fault that he can't open up yet. I'm pretty sure that you didn't make him feel bad about sharing his emotions. However, it's important for you to understand that men from a very young age have been conditioned to believe that sharing their emotions, being emotional, and basically having emotions is wrong. That's why so many men never heal their trauma. They never go through a healing process, which is actually really sad, because I know from my own life, the only reason why I'm now able to be in a healthy, supportive, amazing, loving relationship is because I healed my trauma. Before I went through that trauma healing journey, this was simply impossible for me. And the same is true for your man. I can guarantee you that if he's emotionally unavailable, you can make him more emotionally available step by step by allowing him to open up. And you do that by constantly communicating to him that you respect men who show their emotions more than men who bottle them up and who pretend to be oh so cool. If you give him and communicate this respect to him, then he will open up to you, and then his emotional attraction for you will go through the roof. And if you then at the same time also make him devoted to you by investing in this incredible program that you can find out more about by going to gethimkeephim.com/devoted or gethimkeephim.com/system. Then you will not only be able to trigger emotional attraction in him, but you will also be able to make this man devoted to you to a point where he wants to commit to you, he wants to be loyal to you, and eventually he will propose to you. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.